Laura A. Grace here, the author of Dear Author, Letters from a Bookish Fangirl, Teen Lines of Poetry collection, and Finding God anime devotional for otakus, which is free on a variety of platforms. I'll leave a link down below in case if you'd like to check it out. Happy Wednesday, my friends! I am so excited to be here and just, oh my goodness, I'm so thankful that today is just Top 5 Wednesday and be able to film this video. I feel like it's been just a while, and mainly that's because I've been like this hardcore binge reading state. I don't even know. I have read, as of filming this video, I think a total of 30 volumes of manga since the beginning of April. Like, I just read so incredibly much. And the funny thing was, except for one manga volume, two. Everything else was like not even on my to immediate to read. Like, I even wrote a list for the 30, was it 30 for 30 manga challenge that Shay Geeks Out is hosting, and I had a nice long list, and what I read wasn't even on there. But it was so great. I feel very much refreshed and just like ready to catch up on comments and hang out with you guys and just be here. So excited. Anyway, sorry, I didn't plan to explain all of that, but happy Wednesday. So glad you're here. If you're not familiar with Top 5 Wednesday, Top 5 Wednesday was formed by Lainey back in 2013. The group is now since on Goodreads, and I'll also leave a link down below in case if you'd like to check it out. Basically, each week our host creates a series of prompts. Then on Wednesday, we answer that said prompt with books, but in this case, I do manga, and then we just share our thoughts on it. Today's prompt is swoon worthy. Yes, I feel like if I could do like the wiggling your eyebrows, I can't do that. I attempted before this video and I was like, I'm not doing that on camera. So I can't do that, but just pretend I'm doing that. So swoon worthy. Whether it's an actual romance, manga, or novel, or maybe it's just a romantic scene in a certain book, we have all read those moments where it is totally making you want to swoon. So today we are featuring 5 different either swoon-worthy moments or swoon-worthy book or novel. I feel like it's more of moments. I feel like looking at my stack, I feel like it's a combination of them, to be honest. So we'll go ahead and just jump right off, and in no certain order whatsoever. For number 1, I had to say high school debut. Actually, I just grabbed the one that was on top of the stack, but oh my goodness, I love Haruna and Yo. They are such a fun couple. Just, they're absolutely amazing. I love them, and many thanks to Maeve at Maeve Ever Reading for recommending this to me, because oh my goodness, when they finally kiss, I'm just like, oh my goodness. Like, maybe they kiss beforehand, but there's one specific kiss I'm thinking of, and it is totally swoon worthy. I have read that scene more than one occasion because I'm just like, finally. I was gonna say like the ship sail, but the ship sails like pretty early on actually in the series, but that moment was everything. It was very emotional and just all of the swoon. Trying not to say much because I'm like spoilers, but it is one of my favorite kissing moments in manga. I love it so very much. It's so realistic, it's so well done, and it definitely carries all the swoon feels, which is really funny because Yo is pretty down to earth. He's very introverted and Haruna is very extroverted, but just their relationship is so good. It is one of my favorites in manga. I love it so much. So I was like, I must feature Haruna and Yo for a swoon-worthy moment because I definitely feel like it is very much worthy of being on this list. For number 2, I am hyped to feature this one because hands down, it is very much a swoon-worthy read, and that is Imakoi, Now I'm in Love. Oh my goodness, this, I'm calling it. I think I have. If I haven't called it here, I know I called it in my Goodreads review, because oh my goodness, this is going to be like in my top 5 for shoujo manga. I loved this first volume so incredibly much. I've read it 2 times now. It is so good. It is so swoon worthy. Like, I feel like honestly, like the whole manga, the whole volume, first volume is all swoon, just all swoon. Yagyu right here, our main guy, he's so good. He's so amazing. I absolutely love him. And Satomi is a very amazing main character. I absolutely love her so much. I feel like this is a just very refreshing shoujo manga that captures a very realistic heroine, in my opinion. A young girl in high school, has no dating experience, doesn't know what she's supposed to do, but she really loves this guy and just wanting to give it her all. I loved it so very much. And their kisses are just so swoon worthy, man. So swoon worthy. Yagyu is very worthy of that title. Just them as a couple. This is another manga where the ship sells very early on. I'm very hyped for volume 2. I know I have volume 2 and volume 3 on pre-order, and this is one of those series that I'm like, anytime the pre-order is available, it is pre-ordered ASAP. Like, there is no waiting for the next volume. I need it right away. Just very, very good. This is a clean, swoon-worthy ride and adventure, and I am just, I love this. I love this. I really, really enjoyed this volume. Like I said, I've read it twice. Cannot wait for volume 2. Like, volume 2 needs to be here like yesterday. For number 3, I mean, I could not like help but mention this. I mean, Library Wars, guys. Library Wars coming in for number 3, Love and War. Library Wars, Love and War. And oh, Iku and Dojo. Oh my goodness. When they have their kiss, like, oh, it was so great. Totally swoon-worthy. Like, I feel like Dojo in the beginning is very anti-swoon-worthy for probably a good chunk of this manga. But when you get to those moments, like, yes, it is so good. It is so worth it. I love this manga so incredibly much. It's been very, very inspiring to me on many different levels and holds a very special place in my heart. And oh my goodness, like, I'm pretty sure that Iku and Dojo, like, their swoon-worthy moment was, like, literally probably one of the first ones outside of Imakoi, because I know that was definitely one of them. Because I was like, I finally get a chance to talk about this manga for Imakoi, and Library Wars would definitely be a strong second or first contender, I don't know, but I love that moment. Just it was so good. It was very swoon-worthy as well. I mean, I can't say anything because it happens much later on and it would be massive spoilers, but everything in that moment was just perfect. It was perfection. It was like I said, everything leading up to it was like, yes, yes, this is what I've been waiting for. But like, I feel like it came almost at unexpected moment and just, you know, it has all those typical shoujo vibes where it's building up, and you're just like, give me that moment. And it was very swoon-worthy when we finally, ultimately get that moment. I was so excited, so very happy. That is another moment that I've definitely read more than once, just for that occasion. It was so good. It was so very great. And I love this series. I love this series. I'll stop rambling there, but it is so good and it's perfect. For number 4, this is another one like this has to be mentioned, and that is A Sign of Affection. Yes, and we're just gonna say every single volume is full of swoon-worthiness. It is so good. I love this manga. In fact, I really need to go back and reread it from the first volume, because when I read volume, is it 4 that we have that's out? Yes, volume 4. Like, I only read that once, and usually the same day I get these, I read it twice because I just love Yuki as a main character. She is fantastic. Izumi is very swoon-worthy. Very, very much. Very, very much so. And just the further the series gets along, the more swoon I feel like we have in this series. It is just fantastic. I love it so much. Volume 5 honestly cannot release soon enough, and I don't even know what moment I would like capture. I feel like truly, I mean, there's so much more to this manga than just swoon worthiness for sure, but I do feel like the swoon is very strong in this series, but it's very, very good and it's very precious, and it's just, oh, it's so wholesome, it's so beautiful, and seeing their story unfold is just everything. I really love this series, and like I said, I need to go back and reread it because this is one that's just like, I feel like I could reread it every time I reread it. I feel like I will love it just as much as I did the first time, if not more. It is so beautiful. It is such a beautiful, beautiful story, and like I says, all the swoon worthy. So if you need like not just one definite swoon worthy moment, A Sign of Affection has your back. For number 5, last but definitely not least, I am doing Snow White with the Red Hair, which I have not read for a good hot minute. This was one of the, if not the very first fantasy manga I read, and I was thinking, I was like, who else could I mention? Oh my goodness, Zen. Hello, Zen is like Mr. Prince Swoonworthy. Like, he is such a great Hero and both of their moments, because I think technically I've only read, I think, to like volume 4. I know I'm really, really far behind, but this is another series that anytime it goes up for pre-order, I instantly pre-order, even though I'm not caught up whatsoever. I do make sure that I don't read spoilers. I mean, I've seen some for like the Glowing Stone arc. That's not the official name, but that's like the name I've been seeing people call it, I guess. But that's really about all I know. But I love this series. It is so beautiful and it is so much fun. And I have debated about like when to start it because I know it's still ongoing in Japan, and I'm like, this is one series that is just, there's so much to it. And yes, it definitely has the swoon. It definitely is swoon worthy, but there's so much more to this manga as well besides just the romance. Like, it's very, very beautifully done. Like, there's just so many great layers to the story, and it is just fantastic. And I'm so glad to see so many people loving this manga, because I felt for a while when it first came out, I felt like it was like in the shadow of Yona of the Dawn, which I was supposed to say rightfully so, but I really love Snow with the Red Hair, so I'm like, they would be like on level ground for me. But I'm like, I felt like it got pushed back to the shadows. I'm like, no, no, not Shirayuki, because she's so sweet. I mean, she's very sweet, yes, but not like as sweet as in like Yuki is. She very much, I don't know. I'm not gonna say Yuki's not a go-getter, but I don't know. Shirayuki is just a very interesting shoujo character to me, shoujo heroine, I should say. And Zen, here you go, he's right here on the back. I mean, he is just the perfect prince. He is just so great. Though it is funny thinking back for the first volume, and I didn't super love Zen, but as the manga progressed, and then you get Obi as well. Obi has some great swoon-worthy moments as well. There's no, well, at least from what I've read, we don't really have any romantic inklings there, but Obi is a great character. I really like Obi as well, but I love Zen more than Obi, and it is a very good fantasy manga. I would highly recommend this. I don't know how many swoon-worthy moments are past what I've read in volume 4, but it is a very worthy contender, I feel like, for as a manga as a whole. Like I said, there's just so much great storytelling, so if you're like, I don't purely want a fantasy manga that's just on the romance, this is another one that I would highly recommend that has just so many great layers to it. And I do not like Zen's brother whatsoever. I will just say that. Like, he's very anti-swoon worthy. Very anti-swoon worthy in my opinion. So I am so glad I was able to mention Snow with the Red Hair, because like I said, this is great swoon worthiness. I really love this manga, and I definitely look forward to catching up. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep collecting those volumes and definitely plan to read it at some point. And I could not think of an honorable mention today. I don't know if it's just because I had too many in my head, or I was trying to think of like literally my top 5. Like, these I can honestly say right now are in my top 5 favorite for sure. Like, that would not change anytime soon. So I tried to think of that, and that is the list I got. And I was like, well, I don't know for honorable mention today. So we're just gonna keep my list as it is. I hope, friends, that you enjoyed this video. This was so much fun just to talk about all the swoon, because I love a good swoon-worthy read so incredibly much. What are some of your favorites that you have read? Whether that's just like the characters, or if it's the whole like book story, or just one specific moment, I would love to hear about it. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!